Coming soon to theaters.
Hey surfers, I'm here at Walt Disney Studios to get the inside scoop on one of the coolest movies coming out for summer 2003, Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's go talk to the director, Gore Verbinski. I couldn't help but notice everything on your wall. Can you tell me about this artwork?
What you're seeing here is very rough, early conceptual drawings.
When these pirates step into the moonlight, they completely change form.
Our pirates are cursed. When you see them in the moonlight, you see what they really are, which is skeletons. They're the undead.
It seems like this is gonna definitely have some things that we haven't seen before from movies.
Which should make your popcorn
fly out of your hands.
When you think of special effects and fun, nobody does it better than Jerry Bruckheimer, who's produced movies like Armageddon and Pearl Harbor. And now he's producing Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's go over and check out what's going on at stage 2.
Can you tell us the story of Pirates of the Caribbean? What's it about?
It's a dashing young male who falls in love with this beautiful young girl, and then we find out about the treasure and about the curse. It's going to be romantic, adventurous, a little bit of the supernatural, so you're going to have a little bit of everything.
Surfers will keep you up to speed on the making of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
This summer, prepare to be blown out of the water.
The Gracie Mansion. 52 bedrooms. 67 bathrooms. 999 ghosts. And one unsuspecting guest who will come face to face with every one of them. The Haunted Mansion. Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
The ultimate criminal mastermind has one more trick up his sleeve. To rob trillions of dollars in gold. Now, it's up to the ultimate fighter tool to save the day.
Evil's afoot.
But this time, one gadget
G2 reporting for duty.
just isn't enough.
Wowzers, you're off this case.
Chief, you have to put me back on the case. The department...
Uncle Gadget, this might be a trap.
I'm thinking that this might be a trap.
Now, they must work together.
Ready?
Ready.
To save the city of Riverton from Claw's iron grip.
Let's go!
Walt Disney Pictures presents an all-new motion picture. Inspect the unexpected. Disney's Inspector Gadget 2. Get ready to go Gadget again. Premiering only on Disney DVD and video. March 11th, 2003.
Racing through the deepest jungle, the hero of all heroes is on his way. Not to rescue a maiden in distress, not to save his animal kingdom, not to rid the entire world of evildoers. This time, he's on his way to something even bigger. His sequel, George of the Jungle 2. An all-new movie, premiering on Disney DVD and video. Get back in the swing. Fall 2003.
Now available on video and DVD. The enchantment of Beauty and the Beast continues. In Belle's Magical World, the special edition release for the first time ever on Disney DVD.
Shall we begin?
With a new wonder-filled chapter.
Mrs. Potts, are you all right? I'm feeling blue.
Mrs. Potts is the heart of this castle.
We should cheer her up.
Of course!
How about a party?
And heartwarming music.
Listen with our hearts.
Join your favorite characters.
Surprise!
New friends.
You each have something to offer the other.
And learn that when you listen with your heart,
We want you to know how much we all love you.
true friendship is the greatest gift of all.
Mrs. Potts has given us the most important gift anyone can offer. True friendship.
I'm speechless.
Complete your Beauty and the Beast collection with the special edition release of Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World.
How beautiful.
Now available only on Disney DVD and video for a limited time.
I want something else. Please.
This is sin in action.
You like the view? It's better. From here.
I know what we have. It's magic.
It's being in love. It turns you into a raving optimist.
The characters you love. The stories you can't live without. All on one channel all the time. SoapNet. Soap watching made easy. If you don't have SoapNet, call your local cable or satellite provider or log on to soapnet.com.
The process of writing is very interesting because there are no rules. My system has been from the beginning, I have to get it all planned in my head before I start. Writing is very hard work.
Ever dreamed about drawing magical characters? Or how about just writing a novel? Meet Natalie Babbitt. She wrote Tuck Everlasting.
My stories are not about the characters so much as they are about an idea that the characters are going to help me demonstrate.
Early on, as early as she can remember, Natalie loved all kinds of children's stories. She loved the wonderful drawings and how the stories could take her anywhere. That's one reason she dreamed of becoming a writer.
The reason why I went into children's books was a double reason. One was because I wanted to be an illustrator. But I realized very quickly when I started doing my own writing that when you are writing for children, you can deal with very big ideas in the kinds of books that children enjoy reading.
Natalie was born in Ohio in the 1930s, and growing up, she read as many fairy tales and myths as she could get her hands on. And wouldn't you know it, there was this one day when, like in a fairy tale, her whole life changed.
When I was in 4th grade, my mother had sent away for a copy of Alice in Wonderland. And when it arrived, we sat down, I will never forget this, sat down on her bed to look at it. And I fell in love with the pictures because they were funny and they were beautiful. So I decided that was what I wanted to do.
Natalie's mom dreamed of being a painter and a writer herself, but decided to give that up to raise a family. But when she saw how Natalie loved drawing, she did everything she could to help her young daughter go after her dream.
My mother was really the inspiration for me in many ways because she was a painter. She didn't have anything to do with the writing part except that she read aloud to us all the time when we were growing up. I think that my father gave me that part because he was a great word lover and a very funny man and did wonderful things with the language.
Natalie's interest in art was not only encouraged by her parents, but by her teachers in high school as well. With all this support, it was easy for Natalie to decide that she wanted to major in art at college.
My mother decided that I should go to Smith College because it had a very good theater department. And she thought I should be in theater because I could be a set designer, because it would combine all the things that she thought I was good at. So I went off to Smith College, which terrified me, and started a major in theater, taking the prerequisites. Well, it turned out you had to do acting, which is not my thing, and you had to do modern dance, which was absolutely not my thing. Modern dance drove me crazy. So I dropped out of those courses without telling anybody. And I switched over to studio art. And after college, I did what people in my generation did. We got married instantly before the ink was dry on our diplomas, and we started having babies. I still wanted to be an illustrator, but it was slipping away.
In 1963, The Feminine Mystique was published. This groundbreaking bestseller spoke out on women's rights and empowered them to follow their dreams, to go after any career they wanted.
My friends and I, all of us in my generation, I think, were pretty unhappy on one level, but we didn't know that, and we thought each one was the only one. But Betty Friedan's book came out, and we realized that this was a very common thing, that women were dissatisfied, they wanted to do things, and it was okay to want that. My husband was studying for his doctorate, so he was home, and I went to him and I said, I have a good title for what I think would make an interesting picture book, The 49th Magician, and I want you to go and write me a story. And he said, well, okay. So he had always been a very good writer, so he went off and came back in 2 hours with a story, and it was good. And I made pictures for it. I had no idea what I was doing, except for what I could observe in other books. And that book was actually sold. It went to a lot of different houses first, but it found a publisher. And it was in print for a long, long time. It was quite fine. It was a marvelous, marvelous moment.
After getting their first book published, it looked like Natalie and her husband were going to make a great writing team. But then his job as a college president took off, and Natalie had another important decision to make.
When Sam wrote that story in 2 hours, I thought to myself, well, maybe that's how easy writing is. But he didn't want to go on doing it. And so I had to start writing my own because you can't make pictures for stories if you don't have stories to make pictures for. So I went home and started writing what I thought was going to be a very short picture book story, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Search for Delicious was that next book, and it was a lot like the fairy tales she had read as a child. It also showed Natalie's fascination with words, since it was all about a young boy who was looking for the perfect definition of delicious. Then came Neenock Rise, about a town where everyone's more interested in making up myths than telling the truth. Natalie also used myths in a series of stories she called the Devil's Storybook. The Eyes of the Amaryllis told a story about nature, another one of Natalie's favorite themes.
The whole business about man and competing with nature and nature's dominance really became real to me when we moved from southern Ohio up to a suburb of Cleveland on Lake Erie. The storms up there I still miss. They were wonderful, dramatic, heavy, terrible thunderstorms and blizzards and so forth. And there's absolutely nothing you can do. And you can stand there and watch it. And for me, it was not so much as a question of giving in as it was a very comfortable feeling of having found my place and how little human beings really matter. And there's something that's a great relief in that.
The books that followed contained a combination of fantasy and reality, including one of her most popular stories of all. Tuck Everlasting asks a lot of interesting questions about being human and about living forever, and Natalie tells it with some of her favorite examples from mythology.
The tree in Tuck Everlasting really is taken directly from the myth about Yggdrasil and the old tree religion. I grew up reading myths, so I knew a fair amount about it, and I chose the myth about the ash grove and the ash being the king of trees and there being sacred water of everlasting life at its roots and all that stuff. And so the tree in the wood and the spring are based on that particular myth. Tuck Everlasting is about what it might really, really be like to live forever. Not in some fairy tale, but in real life. Winnie Foster is a lot like me in a lot of ways. And so she represents my attitudes about everlasting life. Therefore, I knew when I began that story that she would choose a normal life. But I also wanted to be sure that readers understood that there were lots of different ways to look at this question. I think the main challenge of any kind of writing, not just for children, but certainly for children, is that the primary thing with reading is that it is there to be enjoyed. Otherwise, why read? I mean, it's not a textbook. It is a thing you do for pleasure.
Dreams of being an artist or writer can come true. Just ask Natalie Babbitt, who, like her own character in Search for Delicious, has never stopped searching for the perfect word.
Stories can give answers of a sort, and we try to pick the stories that are most satisfying to us and make us feel most comfortable. But we always need them. We always need the answers to those terrible, terrible questions. Who are you, and where are you going, and where'd you come from?
Kim Possible is one teenager.
Kim, we've got trouble.
Oh no, what?
Thought I saw a zit. False alarm.
On a mission.
We've got to save Europe.
Yeah!
Be careful. Jigs, you won't be a soda.
Ooh. To save the world.
Chasing bad guys, switching brains. High school sure has changed since my day.
Kim Possible.
So not the drama.
Watch it on Disney Channel and ABC Kids.
Announcing the birth.
I think I'm ready.
Of ABC Family. Quality original programming and blockbuster family favorites.
Maybe we could do something as a family.
That's beautiful. It's the beginning of a beautiful relationship. America's best family entertainment. ABC Family. ABC Family. Available on cable and satellite.